Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, tamu sana, tamu sana, yes. William Ruto, Rigathi Gachagua, and other top government officials were today in Makadara launching some housing units. And Rigathi Gachagua made some remarks that clearly exposed these leaders, saying they are working with the government for development. We are not defecting, we are just working with the government for development. Rigathi made some remarks that clearly exposed these leaders. Gachagua maintains that the Lang'ata MP is no longer in the opposition and is working with the Kenya Kwanza administration to better the lives of his constituents. If you go through that story, speaking in Starehe, Nairobi, on Monday, March 6, Gachagua said the youthful legislator had found a new home in Ruto's administration after he was kicked out of the Azimio La Umoja One Kenya Coalition parliamentary group meeting at Manzoni Lodge in Machakos County following his visit to State House last month. ODM is a founder member of the opposition coalition and is quoted as saying this: "Sisi tunasema kila mtu yuko tayari kwa maendeleo. Huyu Jalang'o ni wetu tayari. Hata siku alitembelea rais walienda wakamfukuza kwa mkutano. We are saying everybody is ready for development. Jalang'o is ours already. Even when he visited Ruto, they chased him away from their meeting." Gachagua said while urging Dagoretti North MP Beatrice Elachi of ODM to defect to Kenya Kwanza. Yes. William Ruto and his team, just some few months ago, was saying they wanted a strong opposition. And now they are urging the opposition leaders to defect to their side. So all those talks that they wanted a strong opposition, that has been proved, those were just lies. I think that debate is now settled. Those were just lies. Ruto is not interested in a strong opposition. In fact, Ruto would love it if there was no opposition at all. And even sometimes ago, or rather sometimes back, we saw him instructing Speaker of the National Assembly and the Senate to find a way of creating the office of the opposition leader. That too, we can also confirm that in the event the office is created, it was being created for William Ruto's own benefit, not for the opposition. Let's dig deep into this story. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. Yes. If you look at William Ruto in 2023, and then you compare a William Ruto of the early 90s during the YK92 and a William Ruto in 2013 when they co-formed a government with Uhuru Kenyatta, I'm seeing the same William Ruto. The only difference that in 2023, he's being called the president, but he's coming out as an almost the same William Ruto. A liar, a propagandist, and a tribalist. I think those three descriptions best describes William Ruto in 2023. Let's jump to, or rather let's look at 2013, when Ruto had the opportunity of appointing half of the government, or rather half of the cabinet. Almost 99% of his appointees were people from his Kalenjin community. In 2023, as the president, instead of being the symbol of national unity, his government is rewarding only two communities, the Kalenjins and the Mountain. A same William Ruto of 2013, when he only appointed Kalenjins when he had the opportunity. If you look at William Ruto, his politics has been based on lies, propaganda, and actually stereotyping against some Kenyan communities. Wale watu wa kung'oa reli, wale watu wa kurusha mawe. And just recently, he was saying he wanted a strong opposition. And some foolish Kenyans were actually believing him that he wanted a strong opposition. In fact, looking at William Ruto today, that issue of a strong opposition has been proved. Those were just lies and Ruto's usual politics of propaganda and deceit. This is a man who will go to very extreme and disparate lengths in making sure there is no opposition. I'm bringing all this story for Kenyans to understand exactly what is happening here. We are seeing some members of parliament, governors, and even some senators saying they are just working with the government for development. We have not defected. We are just working with the government for development. Those are what some of these leaders have been telling us. And recently, we saw some ODM members of parliament at State House. They later turned and said that we were just there for development. We have not defected. The remarks by Rigathi Gachagua confirms that to work with the government or to work with William Ruto and his team, you must defect. If you are in ODM or in Wiper or in whichever party, you must defect and join them. If you do that, you can work with them. So all this talk that we are just working with the government for development, those are child's plays. If you see any leader, be that leader, be a governor, senator, member of parliament, or whichever, saying he or she is working with the government for development, that's a leader who is on his way to Kenya Kwanza Alliance. In fact, that's a leader who has technically defected. Azimio team should not be tolerating such individuals, such leaders. Those are leaders just acting as spies in Azimio. In fact, their continued stay in Azimio is just causing more confusion in Azimio and weakening Azimio. Such leaders should be expelled from Azimio. Yes, they should be expelled from Azimio. Some few days ago, I saw Kakamega Governor Baraza saying he is joining, or rather he wants to work with the government for development. Baraza was actually elected after William Ruto had been declared the president. Ruto and his team, even after being declared the president, and now that they had the government, they had their candidate in Kakamega. They had Malala as their gubernatorial candidate in Kakamega. The people of Kakamega rejected Malala and voted for Baraza, knowing fully well he was going to be in the opposition. So this thing that we are working with the government for development, the people on the ground are not interested in that. If you are telling them that you are working with the government for development, you are just telling the people that they made a mistake in electing you knowing fully well you are going to be in the opposition, and they rejected a leader who was in the government. All these talks that we are just working with the government for development, I think these are just bullshit talks that Kenyans should now not encourage or to accept. A leader saying yes is working with the government, that's a leader who has defected. Yes, that's exactly what is happening here. So Rigathi actually exposed these leaders. Yes, they should now not convince anybody or tell anybody that they are just there for development. They have defected. Let me stop it there. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. If you want to support our forum, I've pinned my number on the comment section. Contact me through the number or feel free to channel your support to the number. Let's meet in our next analysis.